Hey guys, Stirling Varen is the soap of today. Be using my little Nacet as well. 3.5 inch handle on this Karve Christopher Bradley open comb with a C base plate. I have put some hand polish on some work on the top cap there, little bit on the end cap, and a little bit on this part there. The rest I've left as the bead blasted finish. And the C5 Torga from Semogue is the brush for today. Premium boar bristles, the premium grade from Semogue. It's been soaking for a few minutes. I had a viewer mention they'd love to see another shave with this brush. They're really thinking about making it their main brush. He also mentioned the sheep's tallow formula, the sheep's tallow soap base of Stirling, and Varen is one of those soaps. All the ones that say sheep, of course, are the Mutton tallow base. Glastonbury, Port-au-Prince, and Varen are the three that don't specifically say sheep that are the Mutton tallow. And I learned that because I got on Stirling's website and I looked in there, the soap area, and there's a drop down that says tags. And so obviously they've got different categories of their soaps. And one of those categories is either mutton or sheep or something like that. It shows you all the sheep tallow. Pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna get my face wet. Nope. Let's handle this paper envelope. It has the Nacet in it. Now, today is a bit of a landmark because this is the 270th shave with the Nacet. A little bit of a decade milestone there, mini milestone. And we are about to start the shaves for June. I've got one day of grace just in case I miss a day, but I will hit 300 on the next to the last day of June. How about that? Keep going with this Nacet. All right, now that the blade is loaded up, I'll get my face wet. About 24 hours since my last shave. All right, let's load up the brush. This is a little guy. Let's just try 30 seconds. He's very scrubby, so in general he's going to pick up soap pretty well. However, he's small. I think I've used him enough to where he's no longer eating lather like some of the early young boar brushes do. There's a 20 roll around right there, so we'll go to 50. When you have a young boar brush, remember that they just act weird at first. That's normal. So you don't worry about it. If you need to go back to the soap puck before every pass, I've had to do that. But that won't last forever. You won't have to do that. Maybe just 15 uses depending on the brush. There we go. And then you'll be doing normal loads in no time. Rinsing off the side of the tub here. So Varen is a Fern type scent. I think this is a Dutch name for Fern, I believe, is where the name came from. I think Rod made, this is one of the proud points of Rod at Stirling, because this is a unique creation, a unique scent from him. A lot of times he duplicates or uses another popular scent as an inspiration, but in this case he just kind of created it all on his own. So he's very proud of it. I think it's a really neat scent myself. Very green. It's kind of peppy and energetic. Not really what I'm going for since I'm about to go to sleep, but I like the scent anyway. Since this brush is a little smaller, a little shorter, I chose this bowl, which is a little wider, not quite as deep as my Dollar Tree Santa Fe bowl, and so maybe my hands will get a little bit less messy. Tips have definitely started to split on this brush. Alright. The sheet base is just amazing. That's 2 teaspoons in the lather now. So these tips feel pretty good on this brush, but you don't get a lot of easy splay because of just the nature of the shorter bristles. So you do get the softness a little bit, but then it pressed in very much, and you're going to get that scrubby nature of the dense part of the knot. Looking forward to watching how this brush changes over time. He is definitely different than a lot of the other Semogues because of that, because of the shorter loft, thicker knot. So let's just take a look here at that gorgeous mutton tallow. Got a little bit of elasticity there. Just keep going a little bit. This is an amazing soap base. Very, very slick. Handles water like a champ. Kind of bring it down again. Let's take a look at that. I think I want to add another half, so that's 4 teaspoons of water in the mix. I think we'll stop there. Let's just mix until we get a good, consistent viscosity here. Strongly scented soap. I like that part about it. 7 out of 10, really. Not feminine. You know, I bet Green Irish Tweed as a balm, like Stirling's Executive Mann. I'm sorry, Sharp Dressed Man would be a complimentary post-shave. All right, let's show you how it looks. Ah, that's better. Look at that. We're collapsing pretty readily. Get my face wet again. It's go at it. So there's that nice soft feel, but it's just shorter. It's not pokey. Get some of the water out of the goatee before it drowns my lather. It's not pokey, it's a nice comfortable. A little scrubby. You know, you're definitely not going to say that this is floppy at all. The tips are moving a little bit, you know, and so would I say that this is easy to splay? I mean, the tips are moving enough to where it almost feels like they're splaying, but I don't guess there's much splay going on. And maybe that's one of the reasons they thickened up the width of the knot so that it would almost give the feel of splay when it doesn't really have the length of a splay. And there we go. Kind of feels like I nailed the consistency, and oh guys, the slickness here is nuts. It's like some kind of synthetic additive from a space show has been added to my fingers, and reminds me of that Chevy Chase Christmas movie where he puts the industrial lubricant on the bottom of his sled and goes blasting around because it's so slick. It's kind of what this feels like. Didn't work the lather into my skin for as long as I usually do. So I'm feeling kind of some dry tugging a little bit more than usual, but it's not painful at all, not even uncomfortable. It's kind of there. With my neck just sticking to with the grain for the most part. Keep that safe. Little partial rinse. Let's put some of that good smelling slickness on me again. Looks like a 30-second load is about what I need to do with this brush on this soap. Looks like I've got a good amount of lather. Don't have to scrub too much now that I'm past that first pass. So just get that layer down like that. We'll go ahead and shoot over to the, yeah, see, that kind of dry feeling is gone. Feels nice and slick and wet. Light hold on the razor. I get such a good shave, and I'm not trying to chase down the baby butt smooth type shaves. And so often I don't even puff up my cheeks when I'm shaving them. I get a good shave anyway. Don't always have to have a bleeding edge shave. Now, do I have a little bit of lather from my goatee? Put it in my trouble spot area there. A very friendly cross grain pattern. And there we go. Wet. So for this brush, loading 30 seconds and 4 teaspoons of water seems to be a really good ratio. It's a small brush, but as you can see, it gets around nicely. I've got a goatee to work around, so I don't miss the big brushes with this little guy. I think I forgot to kind of sweep out the water from my goatee. Grab some, it's the third pass, I can just grab some lather from the bowl for my touch up, and this time I'll come from the other direction. Just quick and light is just kind of how I do it. If you're new, don't do quick, just do slow. Think carefully about what you're doing. And gradually your muscles will remember the right angles to use, and your speed will just kind of naturally increase without you having to try to increase it. Like so many hobbies and sports, muscle memory, you know, works the same way. Yeah, I'm happy with that cut. Close enough. I believe this might be the last shave before we start getting into the lather games shaves. And so just in case you've haven't heard me talk about it, the lather games are a kind of a contest a little bit, where you take your soap collection, and each day has certain goals in terms of the type of scent. It might be vetiver, might be a scent for one of the days in the month of June. Another one might be an old scent, something older than you. So you might find a classic sample to use or something like that. Another one might be use a Barrister and Mann product, because over on the Reddit wet shaving, the Barrister and Mann and Stirling, Maggard, those vendors really take a big interest in helping us out and participating, and so we honor them by giving them certain days where we use their products. Declaration Grooming as well. I think has a day. Another one, kicking off with a spring type scent. That's the first one, and it's kind of florals is the theme. And since I don't like florals very much, they actually put me as the kind of Sugar Daddy Appreciation Day, and because I don't like florals, and so it's a little tongue-in-cheek there. But part of the challenge is to use kind of my format that I do for my posts and for my content. Maybe be analytical. Who knows? I might hear some of my catchphrases, maybe even some that I just repeat and I don't know are catchphrases. But make kind of duplicate my style a little bit. We'll see how that goes. It should be a real laugh. And so even if you have a small collection, it's a month long, and so if you want to go buy some samples or find some samples somewhere to cover some of the days that are in the last part of the month, there's still time for that. But even if you only have 5 soaps, you could you can repeat them if you want, because maybe you've got a soap that has a little bit of vetiver in it, but maybe it's also got some florals, so you could use it for, if there's a vetiver day and then a floral day, you could use them for both of those. And what if it happens to be a soap that's also old, then like a classic scent, then maybe you could use that on Shaving Like Grandpa Day or whatever. So you can, even if you have a small collection, you can join in a small way. You may not win anything. There are prizes for the people who really step up with a lot of soap. But they also don't have to be a bunch of tubs. You could have bought 30 samples and so not have a big amount of money invested in it. So it doesn't have to be a bunch of soap tubs that you have to keep around your inventory. And there are some points given for a different razor each day. Some extra things like that. So feel free to come and join if you want. Also, good talks are had. There's a special thread on the wet shaving subreddit for each day, and it'll say Lather Games thread, Lather Games SOTD thread, or something like that. There'll be a normal SOTD thread, shave of the day, normal SOTD thread for people who are not in the Lather Games, and then there's one for the people who are. And so you just get in there and just read. You don't even have to participate in the games, but enjoy some of the reading on a day when maybe we're talking about Declaration Grooming soaps. Sometimes that's a great way to learn about different products, because a lot of the people who are participating in the games, maybe 100 people, who knows, are going to be focused on that Declaration Grooming for that day. And so you can learn a lot and have fun talking as well. So there we go. Little last plug for the Lather Games. Come and participate in a little way if you want, or a big way if you've got a lot of soaps. I still actually haven't planned out my schedule. I hope I'm able to find some time tomorrow to do that. Things are very hectic right now, so we will just hope that I'm able to squeeze it in. All right. I like the fact that I was talking a little bit, because no dryness, no shrinking of the skin after the shave, nothing like that. Pretty close shave, happy with it. Yeah, the Nacet is still delivering in terms of close shaves. It's still sharp, can you believe that? 270 uses. All right. Happy with that. Let's put on that Sharp Dressed Man, see how it goes. I just think this balm has got to have some common elements with the Varen. Got to. Just some really similar smells. And we know that Sharp Dressed Man is a balm and a scent that the inspiration was Green Irish Tweed by Creed, worn by Cary Grant and Clint Eastwood, maybe Robert Redford, Prince Charles. They liked it. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely is a natural complement to that. So 4 teaspoons, 30-second load. How much extra do I have? I'd say a nice, comfortable margin. It did not look like I was going to have enough until I had added enough water, and that fixed everything. I mean, look how it's dripping down the brush, sliding down the brush. This is the right consistency. This is the kind that I like. Just terrific, crazy slickness. Glastonbury, if you want kind of a weed smell, herby, patchouli kind of smell. Port-au-Prince, if you like Haitian vetiver. I don't like it as a post-shave product. I don't really want to smell like it for a long time. I love it during the shave. Varen, of course you got sheep. If you like eucalyptus, you got electric sheep. There's Scott's pine sheep that has nice, it's not like pine sol. It's kind of a woody pine. I think I like it pretty good. Those are some of the Mutton tallow soaps. I think, do I have like 8 shaves on this? You can look at the write-up underneath the video, and in the top section where it has all the items, products, it'll have parentheses next to the brush. It'll tell you how many uses I've got on it. You can see it's starting to open up. It's definitely not eating lather. It's got good flow through though. See, it does bend a little bit. So it's comfortable. Now, I like poofy brushes. So I like a little bit more give, a little bit more loft. Can accomplish that. And so this may not be my perfect brush if I were just to pick one. However, it's an enjoyable brush that that feels good, and so I wouldn't be too sad if I was stuck with this in some kind of a disaster emergency type situation, desert island, kind of thing. Quality of the bristles seems really good. I haven't really had to dig through, and try to find ones that are upside down or blocky or anything like that. Nice little guy. Looking forward to watching him. He'll still keep relaxing. He'll also get a little softer as the tips keep splitting. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, Nacet. Take the razor parts and put them over on my hand towel so they can dry. There's the dots. And I don't wipe the blade. I don't put it in, I don't strop it or anything like that. Right now I'm just setting it on top of the washcloth there and just tapping it to try to get the, just kind of get the water off. I do have some barbicide that I'm going to put on it. Just cleaned off the Karve C open comb base plate here. Got rid of the water from that. Put another dot on my little envelope here. So now we've got 270. All right, there we go, guys. We got it taken care of. Hope there was something in here in this video for you. Don't do too many videos of the sheep soap, so I'm glad to bring that out again. Varen was the first one that I came across, so I wanted to bring that out. Man, it's just so slick. It's not a watery kind of slickness. It's like a light, oily, buttery kind that it just feels luxurious and nuts. And it takes water and holds it and doesn't break down like a lot of soaps can with that much water. So that just gives you that slickness that you need to take care of your face and keep it hydrated while you do because of that water. I think a lot of people might try Stirling. They don't add enough water. They don't get that kind of lather that I was able to show you. It feels dry on their face because it's underhydrated. Wet it enough, and just like I was talking to you for a while without putting any balm on, didn't notice anything because my skin was nice and hydrated from having a nice wet lather. All right, there we go. Take care. Out there with the COVID thing, you be careful. Even though your communities may be relaxing a little bit, be smart, be wise. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Good night.